Oh, hey guys, Bipolar Barbie here. And somehow tonight I've opened up the floodgates to emotional life. And I just remembered why. It is Sunday and it is the last day of my PMDD week, which is, just something that happens where I just become this like emotional, crazy, like, I don't even know how to describe it. Just some erratic mental, like, batshit crazy mess, hormonal freak. So I'm sorry for that. I'm going to let you know though, because I want you to know what this is like. PMDD sucks balls, or shall I say ovaries. It is not a mental illness, it's a physical condition that 1 out of 10 women are diagnosed with, and more than half of bipolar women are diagnosed with. It gives you nasty ass, stupid ass pimples. It gives you headaches and migraines, and it has some serious psychological effects as well. Like, it just makes you into this just crazy person. Irritability is at an all-time high. I just become like suicidal, homicidal. Although I haven't been that much homicidal this time. But I just 1 second I am fine, and the next second I don't know. I mean, okay, granted, this morning this would have pissed anyone off. I woke up in the morning, I was trying to get the lid off the coffee, and it just fucking exploded everywhere. I think that would piss anyone off. But I was a mess. Like, the waterworks were flowing. I was so upset. I was crying. I was just, it was horrible. And the worst part is like I look at myself. It's like I'm at like a bird's eye view, observing myself, looking down and going, "What the hell is this all about?" And I'm kind of having this conversation with this detached version of myself, looking at me, going, "You a crazy saga bitch right now." And then the other me is like, "But I just can't handle it." It's like PMS on steroids. I mean, the stereotype of a chick on her period, imagine that, times it by a billion, and then maybe like times a bipolar person with like a pregnant woman, and somewhere like in between, to infinity and beyond is PMDD week. Particularly like the last couple of days, it gets so bad. But I mean, this week I had the equinox, the moon equinox. Like, what the hell was that? Like, a few days ago, did you guys experience that batshit crazy mood where I didn't know what was going on? It was just like for a good 12 to 24 hours, I was losing my goddamn mind. And yeah, that happened. And I would say that I'm not one to believe in the whole moon cycle thing, but regardless of what you put it down to, from my mood charts, I know that full moons and moon events will just send me over the edge. And I'm not the only one. The craziest thing is when I talk about it and then you guys kind of agree and are like, "Oh my God, I had no idea what was going on at the moment as well." That just all of us seem to be losing our minds at the same time. I feel like crying, but at the same time, giving everyone else a high five to kind of be like, "Yeah, well, at least I'm not the only one." Does anyone else get comfort in not being the only one that's batshit crazy? Because I think the only thing worse than being crazy is feeling like you are the only crazy one. And that's not something that just happens. That's like everyone else's fault. People in my family still, when I'm not even acting crazy, just look at me like I'm crazy. They tell me that repeatedly. Like, you're so weird. There's something seriously wrong with you. Like, they just don't get it. I don't I don't necessarily expect them to get it, and I think sometimes the people that get it are worse because they think they have a right to analyze you, offer stupid ass advice, and people who get it, they assume that they get all of it just because they get one part of it. And, you know, no two mental illnesses are the same, no two people are the same, so everyone experiences it differently. Everyone has different causes, and my PMDD is treated differently, has a different cause. It's not even a mental illness, despite the fact that it has serious, like, psychological and mental symptoms. But if you're a woman, you need to mood chart. You need to buy something from Attitude Apparel and get the free mood chart, and then you can start tracking your moods. And you can figure out that extra missing piece to the puzzle, because for me, this was huge. This was really, really big. Figuring out PMDD was, half the battle, and getting treatment for it was another huge thing. But I would honestly say that it was worse than every other mental illness I have combined. It is horrible. It is really terrible. And I know that 1 in 10 women are diagnosed with it, and more than half are bipolar women. So if you have bipolar and you're a woman, then definitely look it up. Track your moods so you can figure out patterns, because contrary to popular belief, a lot of people don't want to overdiagnose, and it takes a lot of convincing to try and convince your doctors or someone that something else is going on. But if there's multiple different causes for similar symptoms, then you are not going to experience like proper relief and recovery until you do. Until you sort that out and you deal with them all individually. So, PMDD week. Yay! It's devastating, but at the same time, it's kind of a relief to check back at my calendar and realize that that's what's going on, and not that just generally I'm losing my mind again. I fought too hard for my sanity. Please don't take it away again. I value it so much. So, I am just hot and flustered and on the verge of tears constantly, trying not to think about all the terrible things that my brain wants me to think about. It's just like, it's a slippery slope. Very slippery. So if you've got PMDD, girl, I know what you're talking about. And I would suggest that we have a PMDD sleepover, but that, man, when you have PMDD and it's like the final stages of your PMDD week, like, the best thing that you can do is just lock yourself in a tower and like give someone the key and tell them to come back in 7 to 10 days, because nobody wants to see that. I almost had like a full Britney breakdown where I was like gonna shave my head and cut off all my hair. Like I lost the plot. It's like Cyclone Barbie is here. Batten down the hatches and take cover. it's hard because right now I'm like, somebody hug me, and then it's like, I hate you all, everybody fuck off, but somebody wrap me up in a blanket and make me a blanket sushi. You know, when you just have to laugh at yourself because you just, there is no reasonable explanation for any of this. Guys, you have it so lucky. Like, I don't know. Hormones suck. Ugh. Well, I'm gonna get back to my episode. Let me know if you've got PMDD. Let me know what worked for you. Give me some more descriptive words to describe this hell on earth. Because I'd love to know. I'm running out of ideas. Menstruation nightmare is kind of like all I've got right now.